Now, National Border Patrol Council Vice President Art Del Cueto joins me now. Art, the White House claims that the border flow has been cut 40% since Biden's executive orders went into effect. Are you seeing a 40% cut?
I wouldn't quite say it's a 40% cut because the problem is there's still not enough agents out in the field that can actually see the gotaways. And that's something that we've talked about for many years now under this administration now, and that seems to be the biggest problem. So they can cut the number of individuals that are being apprehended or that they're saying are encounters, but they can't factor in the gotaways. Another thing, Tucson's a very complicated area because of its remoteness from where the agents are working from the stations to the field. So there's certain areas even in Tucson where individuals cross into the U.S. and they kind of mingle right along the border, but on the U.S. side. Those are not considered apprehensions until an actual agent goes down there and detains them, but management's aware that those groups are there. So the numbers, you know, you can play with the numbers, and that's part of the problem, but absolutely, you know, the gotaways are still up there when it comes to Tucson sector, and that should be a problem nationwide. And at the same time, you got to realize there's a major drug war going on south of the border. And you know, the drug cartels, they're also the ones that control the traffic. They're preoccupied, too busy killing themselves at this point and fighting this war to sometimes bring these individuals across the border.
Well, what about if migrants use the app? I mean, you're south of the border, you fill out the app, you go to an airport and you fly directly into the United States. You don't actually walk across the border. Are the number of those app people, are they being counted in this declining border crossings?
So that's a different count.
Yeah.
Varney, that's a fantastic question because that's a separate count as well. And that's part of the issues that they're having is, you know, hey, they're playing with the numbers. Some count, some don't count. But it certainly is a mess. And what we need to remember is none of this mess was here during the last administration. It became a mess day one of this administration.
I want to know what Mayorkas is going to say about this spike in the number of criminal migrants entering the country. 13,000 plus in fiscal year 2024 so far. It was only 4,200 in 2019. This is all on Biden. What's Mayorkas going to say about this?
You know what, unfortunately, I think he's not even going to cover that. He's going to turn around and say, hey, there's a drop in what has been coming across. He's going to focus on that. He's going to just focus on the positives. And I don't even think anyone's going to ask him that tough question and say, how about the gotaways? How about the violence, you know, south of the border? How about the drug cartels that are bringing in drugs in the United States? How about the individuals that have been killed in the United States by illegal immigrants that have come? He's not going to mention any of that, Varney. He's just not going to.
No, he's not. He doesn't want any negatives in advance of tomorrow night's face-off. Art Del Cueto, thanks for joining us. See you again real soon.